All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles and elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect, out here spreading this gospel in sincerity and truth throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. And I just ran across this article, that I'm going to go through a little bit that talks about this global famine that's accelerating, man. You know what I'm saying? And they warn you, we've seen all these warnings about famines and a lot of other things that's being set up, like the whole digital currency system. These things are heading, they going full steam ahead, man. They coming faster than we think they are, and it's going to get to a point where we're just going to be in the middle of it, man, because, right now we can see it coming, but it's going to be a point that we're just going to be standing in it, so to speak. But it says stock up while you can. 2.4 billion people already impacted by new global famine accelerating, man. And this thing is going to be serious, man. It's going to get to the point people are going to get real desperate. When desperation set in, people got kids, they got children that they trying to feed and things like that. Man, it's going to get real serious, and it's going to be a lot of bloodshed out here for bread and water, man. These are things that people actually need. You know what I'm saying? The power went out or something like that. You still have a way to get food and things like that. It wouldn't be as serious. But if you don't have food and water, man, that's as serious and as dire as it gets. And I was laughing at this picture earlier because this is how it's really gonna be, man. They chopping up like ham or something. You can see a family, slicing up a small ass piece of ham or whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? Trying to give it out equally so everybody gets a piece. But even those little pieces ain't enough to take your hunger pains away. You know what I'm saying? But this is how it's gonna be, man. It's gonna get even more serious than that. But it says global food supplies just keep getting even tighter, and global hunger has risen to extremely alarming levels. It's gonna get worse than this. People on the other side of the world are literally starving to death as I write this article. But most of us in the Western world simply do not care about the millions that are deeply suffering because the mainstream media hardly ever talks about what is happening. You see? And it's going to affect the people over here in the West even worse because they're more reliant on the government. They're like that spoiled child that can't get out and make it on their own in the world because they haven't been taught anything. They've been living in a comfortable environment all their life and having everything brought to them. So when these things like this get over here, man, these people, they ain't gonna know what to do, man. It's gonna be even worse. They don't have no type of survival instincts or anything like that. Their idea of a survival instinct is doing whatever the government say to survive, because to these people, the government has all the answers. But it says the truth is that we are feeling the impact of this global food crisis too. As I warn my readers repeatedly, the primary way that this crisis would manifest itself in wealthy countries during the early stages would be through higher food prices, and that is precisely what we are seeing. Inflation, man. It's gonna get to the point where it's gonna be hyperinflation. Where a fucking loaf of bread is gonna be like fucking $20 or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And it says on Friday, I went to the grocery store and a small bag of chips that I could once buy on sale for 99 cents has a regular price of $5.99 stamped on it. And this is a bag of chips, man. So if there's a bag of chips right now, when hyperinflation happened, man, fuck what I said about a loaf of bread being $20. That shit gonna be like $80. And a bag of chips might be like $20 hell or $40. You know what I'm saying? This is how it's gonna be, and most people ain't got money like that in their account, man. Everybody working paycheck to paycheck, man. Even these Edomites in these neighborhoods, man, they got so many bills they can't even take care of, man. They probably got a little money stashed away in their accounts, but all that's been getting spent on mortgages and all different types of car payments, their kids' college and all. Man, they ain't even got money like that. You know what I'm saying? So when this hit, it's gonna affect everybody. It's gonna affect you Israelites the worst because y'all the ones that don't really have any type of net or safety net to lean on. So when this happened, you can expect a lot of Israelites, Negroes, blacks, and Hispanics to go to these Edomites, these rich crackers neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying, and take what they have, man. So it's not going to be good for anybody, you know. And it says throughout the store, there were so many products that I refused to purchase because I thought that they had simply become way too expensive. But those prices are not going back down to where they once were. Food inflation is here to stay, and the entire planet is going to suffer as a result, which is what they want. The people that's trying to push this whole digital system, this is what they want. Worldwide chaos, to break everybody down and make them fold and bow down to this new system that they're going to present to you, in the near future. And it says, unfortunately, most people simply cannot comprehend what is taking place on a planetary scale. As a major British news source recently noted, we are facing environmental breakdown and food system failure simultaneously. And it ain't no coincidence all these things are happening at the same time, man. It's planned like this. It's gonna be hell on every side that we turn, man. And they're gonna put fire all around you and force you to go down one path, and that's to take that MOTB, which is the RFID chip, which is going to come, through this digital system. And it says we face I'm not sure how to say that word, but unthinkable prospect of perhaps the two greatest existential threats: environmental breakdown and food system failure, converging as one triggers the other. And it says a decade ago, some experts were optimistically talking about eradicating global hunger completely, but the number of hungry people around the world started to go back up in 2015, and things have been getting worse ever since. For many years, the numbers of hungry people fell, but in 2015, the trend turned and it has been curving upward since. According to the United Nations, nearly 30% of the global population does not have consistent access to food right now, and there are approximately 900 million people that are facing severe food insecurity. The food security and nutrition situation remained grim in 2022. The report finds that approximately 29.6% of the global population, equivalent to 2.4 billion people, did not have constant access to food as measured by the prevalence of moderate or severe food insecurity. Among them, around 900 million individuals face severe food insecurity, which is a lot of people, man. Just think about that for a moment. 2.4 billion people do not have enough food to eat. And as global food supplies get even tighter, that number is only going to go higher. Exactly. And it says, unfortunately, in 2023, we have seen crops get devastated by natural disasters and bizarre weather patterns over and over again. For example, in areas of Vermont that have been hammered by flooding this month, many farmers have completely lost all of their crops. Yep. And it says farmers across our region are grappling with massive crop losses due to this week's flooding that includes dozens of farm operations at Burlington's Intervale who are picking up the pieces as they face a difficult road ahead. And this is all set up, man. Like I said, they killing cows, talking about cows got, certain type of diseases where they can't be butchered and put in stores. They're killing all the cows. They burning down food processing plants and things like that. So not only is the Lord himself using the environment like flooding and things like that to destroy and cause a famine, he got Esau Edom, the so-called white man, setting this up at the same time, by burning down factories and things like that, man. So this famine is coming whether anybody is ready for it or not, man. It's coming full steam ahead, like I said. And it says, for us, it is kind of over until we can replant, said Hillary Martin, Collective Farm. She says the flooding was a total crop loss for everyone at the Intervale and that her farm had already lost hundreds of thousands of dollars. And it says, we have just totaled what we lost that was in the field, about $250,000 in produce. That does not include what we cannot plant for the next month. Vermont Agriculture Secretary Says many farmers are in the same situation statewide. It would run millions of dollars. It would be extraordinarily because of just the crop losses. He said, in the middle of the country, a crippling drought is absolutely devastating corn and soybean farmers. Record-breaking heat and pockets of drought are baking farmlands across the country, threatening crop yields threatening crop yields and squeezing out any remaining wiggle room to cope with more extreme weather this summer. And it says, throughout the Sun Belt, an extended heat wave is sending temperatures soaring in the triple digits and risking heat stress to crops. At the same time, breadbasket states in the Midwest are struggling to manage a drought that's affecting some areas for a second year in a row. So the Most High, He's causing these weather events to happen, to take place, to cause a famine, these droughts and things like that. Then they got locusts, millions of locusts sweeping through farmlands, eating up all the crops. And that's the Most High behind this, man. He's setting up the stage, and he's using the environment, he's using weather, he's using people to do it also, which is Esau, Edom, the devil that the Bible talks about, that's trying to get his system set up. He's using him also to cause this famine, man, to get these people to bow down to this new system that they want them to be a part of, man, that they want them to be in, to have reign over them, to put them in complete slavery, man. So it's all set up. And it says nearly 2/3 of Kansas is in severe, extreme, or exceptional drought, according to the U.S. Drought Monitor, and about half of Missouri and Nebraska are in the same rough shape. And it says, of course, it isn't just the U.S. that is being hit extremely hard. As I explained last week, prices in India have gone up 400% due to the historic disasters that nation has been dealing with. They dealing with earthquakes, flooding, and all kind of shit, man. And it says in central Canada, one farmer hasn't had a good crop year since 2016 due to seemingly endless drought that has plagued, some place in Canada. I don't know what that is. But it says 7 is often considered a lucky number, but not for Tyson Jacksteed. That's how many consecutive years of drought his family has now gone through on their West Central farm in Canada. And it says the last good crop was in 2016, he said, with the rain from that year carrying them through the next year. But since then, it's just been a downhill slide of drought. We're in survival mode, he said last week, and that's what a lot of people are going to be in, straight survival mode, man. Like this picture that's right here. These people are in survival mode, man, cutting up a small piece of meat, and trying to ration it out as best as they can. You know what I'm saying? This is just going to be the new normal, in a short while. This is going to be all over the globe, man. Millions of people dying from starvation, which the scriptures say this is one of the worst ways to go out, because you pine away, your body consumes itself, eat itself, and it's a slow, agonizing death, man. You'll be better off getting shot in the head or something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I said, man, this is just an update video, on this famine that's coming. So hey, it's coming, man, along with many other things. You know what I mean? So stay prayed up, stay in the spirit. And I'm going to go ahead and give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakadash, double honor to the apostles, elders, a great millstone, and peace and blessings to the whole full elect. Shalom.